everyone. Welcome to our general membership meeting for DarkSky Texas. My name is Jennifer Rectrick. I have been volunteering with DarkSky Texas for a little over a year. I am the outreach coordinator for the Rio Grande Valley. I live down in South Texas, and I've been a international DarkSky advocate for about 3 years, and I'm a Texas master naturalist. So I'm really excited to be a part of DarkSky Texas, and I'm glad to have you all here with us today. Um, we're going to we're going to be discussing some of our programs, but first I wanted to introduce DarkSky Texas to any of our new members. DarkSky Texas promotes the use of better outdoor lighting to restore our view of the nighttime sky, improve the safety and well-being of people and wildlife, and to save energy. So we aren't here to take away the light that you need at night. Our motto is better lights for better nights. As you may hear, many of our members say dark sky does not equal dark ground. If you are a member of DarkSky Texas, or if you're a member of DarkSky International and you have a Texas address, then you're automatically a member of DarkSky Texas. And this QR code here will take you to our website, though the website's pretty easy to remember. It's darkskytexas.org. And some of the things we're going to go over tonight can be found on our website. There's a lot of resources there. So welcome to all of our volunteers. Without you, all of this programming would not be possible. There's a lot of work that DarkSky Texas does, and we have created this onboarding roadmap for new volunteers to introduce you to everything that DarkSky Texas does and resources for you when you have a question or you're wondering how things work. So I'm going to put the link to this document in the chat so that you can take a look at everything that's on there. There's a history of the organization. It talks about the board. There's the bylaws, but it also has a list of things that are on our Google Workspace, resources that as a volunteer at DarkSky Texas or a member that you can access. And if you have questions, a lot of them will be answered on this document. So I'm going to go ahead and turn things over to Gordon, who's going to talk about international dark sky places.
Okay. All right. Let's go on. There we go. So how does DarkSky Texas support international dark sky places? We do it in a very many ways. Next slide, Jennifer. Yeah. So the International Dark Sky Places program is a conservation program that recognizes and promotes the stewardship of the night sky in protected areas and communities around the world. The very first international dark sky place was Flagstaff, Arizona, which was certified in 2001. Here in Texas, we got off to a slow start. We didn't have a whole lot of dark sky. We didn't have any dark sky places until 2009. Then in 2012, we added a park, a national park, and by 2014, we added 2 state parks and a dark sky community, which was Dripping Springs. In the intervening years, there are over 2,000 certified dark sky places all over the world, and in Texas, there are 24 of them. So as you can see, we actually are over 1/10 of all dark sky places on Earth. So now those are certified dark sky places. There are, if you say, well, there's only 200, but that's the 200 certified. These are places that have gone through the process of certifying themselves, working with the committee at the board, or I guess the committee at Dark Sky International, in which they show they have a high commitment to protecting their dark skies. So it's the next slide. Okay, so this is kind of the core of what we're going to be talking about here. There are, you see, 5 different categories of international dark sky places. There are parks, and that's kind of self-explanatory. These are usually parks, and in Texas, it's state parks, county park, one county park, and national parks. These are, and there's actually one private park. I believe it's church-owned. These are these parks are, they have shown a high commitment to preserving the night skies in Texas. The thing about the park is it has to have the skies have to be darker than 21.2 magnitudes per square arc second. Now, now that's, if you don't know what a magnitude per square arc second is, at 21.2, that is roughly, if you do any astronomy, that's roughly equivalent to 6.0 naked eye limiting magnitude. And that's probably Bortle 4 to 5, more or less. Now, the problem with the Bortle scale and naked eye limiting magnitude is those are both very subjective. The magnitudes per square arc second, we use a device called a sky quality meter to actually determine how dark the skies are. So it's quantifiable and it's recordable, and this can be checked out by anybody. So at 21.2, it's that and darker, and it's kind of as the numbers get higher, it gets darker. So if location is below that, it won't be certified as a dark sky place. But we'll talk about in a second here about other ways they could qualify for some kind of certification, a different kind of certification. Um, then there are communities. That's a city. Now, in Texas, this is important to know that counties, for the most part, there are some exceptions, but counties cannot be dark sky certified simply because there's a state law that says counties cannot have an ordinance that's stricter than state law. Counties are organs of the state in Texas, and so they are prohibited, except there are, I believe, 5 counties in the Trans-Pecos that surround McDonald Observatory, and there's a state law that says those counties shall have dark sky ordinances, and that's to protect the skies around McDonald Observatory. So a community is usually a city or a town, some sort of home rule city. So that they can, it's a political subdivision that can set their own laws and rules so that they can certainly have a dark sky ordinance to protect the night sky. Then there are sanctuaries. Sanctuaries are areas that are darker than dark sky parks. They are typically parks, but they are abnormally fragile. They're usually in very isolated places with very little staffing to protect the park. But they have to be darker than a park. It's 21.5 magnitudes per square arc second. So these are, we actually have one. It's um, a state natural area, Devil's River, down near the Rio Grande. It's a and they're usually fairly small. They're usually no larger than a park. Um, on the other hand, then you get to reserves. We have a reserve in Texas. That's the largest one so far. It is 3 whole counties in the Trans-Pecos, plus part of a fourth county, plus parts of 2 Mexican states. That's the Greater Big Bend International Dark Sky Reserve. These are areas, they're a little bit more complicated than a park or a sanctuary or community because there's private lands.
Excuse me, systematic.
Uh, Pardon? Right.
Yeah, someone was off mute. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. So these reserves are, um, we have a reserve right now. There aren't very many, simply because most reserves are actually outside of the United States, simply because it works better in Europe, where land ownership is not as in the United States. It's there's a phrase that every square inch of land in the United States is owned by somebody. So reserves, we actually have one. I think there's one in Idaho as well. Um, Reserves are fairly large, and they have a core of darkness. And some of them actually, there are dark sky parks inside a dark sky reserve. And in fact, in Texas, Big Bend National Park and Big Bend Ranch State Park are both inside uh, the um, uh, the Greater Big Bend Reserve. All right. So then that leads us to the last one, where urban night sky places. This is one of the newest categories. I believe they've only been around about 7 years. A urban night sky place is usually a park or someplace like a park, like perhaps a national wildlife refuge. They have to be inside an area that is within 50 kilometers, which is 31 miles, of the outside edge of an urban area. That's either if it's one city, it's 10,000 people, or if it's a twin city situation, it's 25,000 people. That's considered an urban place, and this is a place that can, if it's in that zone around one of these cities, there's no restriction on how much on their lighting. If they don't quite get to 21.2 magnitudes per square arc second, that's as that's given. But they have to their own lighting and their own lighting management plan has to be as stringent as a dark sky park for the most part. So those are the 5 categories, and like I said, we don't yet have an urban night sky place in Texas yet, I don't believe.
Yes,
But we do? Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Which one is
Okay.
that? Oh,
Oh, Lord.
okay.
Shields Ranch.
Yes, Shield
Oh,
Ranch outside of Austin.
mm,
So
Shield Ranch. Okay. Shield Ranch. Yeah, I was thinking they were a
and we're
park, but they
back.
are. Okay.
Yeah, roll.
Okay.
Yeah, we need to roll.
Okay. All right. The next slide, Jennifer. So So these are the many ways that we have. We have a first Wednesday coaching every month. So the first Wednesday of every month, 7 o'clock, we have a Zoom meeting just like this, where either Cindy or myself or Art or other people who have worked with entities are available to talk to people who are starting their application or want to start their application or application curious. So we help them with that. We will assist them in setting up and recording their sky quality meter. There you can see Art out there setting up one. We will. I have loaned several to state parks until they can get their friends of their state park organization to buy their own. Cities sometimes too, if it's a small city.
That's one of the activities that Dark Sky Texas volunteers do to support international Dark Sky Place applicants. And then the Dark Sky Texas volunteers created and delivered the lighting assessment and inventory training that has been used statewide. It was originally created to train volunteers to prepare state parks to apply as IDSPs, but applies for any property. Next one down, a Texas model lighting ordinance was created by Dark Sky Texas and has been provided on our website for many years. Communities and communities inside of reserves must have a lighting ordinance to apply. We also, at this point, will point you to the new ordinances compiled by Dark Sky International, although we're not supposed to change them, and we prefer lower Kelvin ratings than what's in that. Next one down, the sample lighting management. Let's see, that was the a lighting management plan is required for all parks, sanctuaries, urban night sky places. Dark Sky Texas members use the National Park LMPs to create one for our state parks to use. And then that has been used as a template for the other parks throughout the years. Annual reporting support. Every IDSP has to turn in an annual report to Dark Sky Texas. And a lot of times people who are working on their report will come to First Wednesday coaching. It has also happened a couple of times that we will work with Dark Sky Places on a one-on-one situation with a Dark Sky Texas volunteer assisting whoever's responsible for creating the annual report. And this has generally happened when there have been personnel changes at the park or in the city, and that institutional knowledge about the report just isn't there. And we step up and help those people.
All right, thank you, Cindy. Gordon, I don't know if you were able to get your audio fixed, but in the interest of time, we're going to move on to our next slide. If you aren't currently speaking, please make sure that you're muted so that we can continue to hear the speaker. And we will have a chance for questions at the end. We want to keep this meeting to an hour if possible. If you do have questions that you want to come back to, you can put them in the chat. And if we're not able to answer them tonight, we'll keep them in mind and try to get you an answer. So next up, we have Art, who's going to talk about our brand new program.
Okay, thank you. Hey, if the alarm goes off here, it's because there's severe thunderstorm warnings on, and I'll have to turn it off, so don't get alarmed, okay? So I'm excited to introduce you to our newest project, the All Sky camera. I'll explain this video or visual that you see here a little bit, but first let me say we're really excited to get this equipment. It's a camera that's going to be accommodating software to project basically a view of the night sky and the interference of light pollution on the horizon all the way up to the zenith. We expect delivery of this new camera in October, and it's not at all like the simple all-sky cameras that you might see showing clouds or anything like that. This one's a research grade instrument. Costs around $5,000, so it's really a top of the line piece of equipment. So our DarkSky Texas volunteers who will use this camera will have to go through about 3 hours of training before they can use it. It's a high resolution fisheye camera with specialized software. As you see there, it will cover the entire sky's image in one picture and continuously record that. Notice it includes the ground where you see the trees and the horizon in the sky. Take note the the reddish areas that you see on the horizon, the one on the bottom, well, that's basically Houston, Texas. It's 169 kilometers away from this example. And at the top, you have Dallas, 193 kilometers away. And smack dab in the middle is, of course, the Fort Boggy State Park, and that's where it's basically located. This camera is going to document and particularly look at analyzing light pollution. So a single image can reveal light domes from, as far as way over 100 miles. The visual output of the specialized camera is easily understood by the public. It's not extremely complicated, and communities, after some preparation and training can get some data to help make certain decisions. All Sky Photometry provides a wide area of documentation that is especially valuable to rural areas, small towns, and other regions where volunteers are not available to collect data. So if they do not have a sky quality meter for readings. Once we're able to take it to locations, we'll select the compiled images. It will provide, documents of light pollution for an extended area in Texas. We'll have a data set. Our focus in choosing location will be on environmentally sensitive areas and underserved communities. And so we expect to work with some of our partners who will take advantage of this research grade data as the system provides. We even have universities and professionals that are kind of interested because it is a research grade instrument. So hopefully this will be a lot of fun for us and give us a lot of data. So if you have questions later, you can ask me, but we have sky quality meter readings. We have the blue, which is the darkest, and then it heads on to the red, which is basically the light polluted domes that you can see there. All right, that's what I got.
Thank you, Art.
Yep.
Next, we have Tina with our government affairs team.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Tina Eckert. I'm on the DarkSky Texas Government Affairs team, and I'm here today just to provide a little bit of an update of the work that we did at the 2025 legislative session. Since about 1998, Dark Sky Texas has provided educational information at state hearings. We also had individual members who have pursued legislative changes to allow for additional unincorporated areas to regulate outdoor lighting. And after years of experiences on those fronts, we kind of took a step back this year and we pivoted. We ended up working with a volunteer advocate who is also a professional lobbyist. Our main objective this session was to raise awareness of Dark Sky Texas and the work that we do. We also produced information on 2 possible bills to reduce light pollution. Unfortunately, neither of those made it out of committee. However, we were very successful with raising awareness of Dark Sky Texas within the legislature. We produced Dark Sky District Awards for Senate and House districts with international dark sky places located in them. In presenting the awards to the 15 legislators representing those districts, we had the opportunity to raise awareness of Dark Sky Texas with both the legislature and their staff. And after each presentation, we asked them to consider sponsoring a resolution of Dark Sky Day at the Capitol. And we also asked them to consider the 2 potential bills. Both the Senate and the House passed the resolutions recognizing Dark Sky Texas. We have 2 blog posts, one talking about the district awards that we presented and Dark Sky Day at the Capitol on the Dark Sky Texas website. And so kind of looking forward, we're still dealing with light trespass. And the complaint we hear all the time from across Texas is, why aren't there laws protecting our property from light trespass? And we all know here that unwanted light shining in our windows and on our property interferes with the use and enjoyment of that property, whether you're in the country or in the city. Current Texas case law set by the Texas Supreme Court defines light trespass as a nuisance. To enforce it, a Texan must file a lawsuit, spend thousands of dollars, and dedicate a significant amount of time to take the offender to court. What we would like to do is compile a database of photos of evidence of invasive lighting so that we can sit down with the legislators to address the issue. And we also need that database to help them understand the pervasiveness of the problem. And we want to be able to say, here's our documentation, now let's work together to try and solve it. We also believe putting that case law about light trespass being a nuisance into the regular legal code will ease the burden on folks in Texas and on officials who are already, dealing with the issue of complaints. We want to have light trespass in the code as a nuisance, just like excessive noise. And so our ask is, if you are working within your communities, to please let people know about our next mission to upload photos of light trespass on the Dark Sky Texas web portal. Any other organizations that you belong to, family, friends, if you are on Facebook and you have community pages, you can just, write a short note and ask community members to upload their photos there. And we really need to get a large database from all counties all over the state so we can get the law changed. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tina. And now we have Cindy, who's going to talk about some of our online resources.
All right. What I'm going to do is walk you through what I think of as a teaser for some of the resources that are there for you on our website. This will be very high level. I want you to take some time to explore these and other areas of the Dark Sky Texas website at a later point. But we're going to look briefly, and if you look at this screen capture of the front page of our website, over on the left, we've got our partners and supporters as a menu item. Then we're going to come down into the programs. Let's look at the second one, the Be a Star Award. Go down another 2 events. We're going to look at that. Go down 2 more because we've already hit that invasive lighting. The next one is online learning, then resources, and we'll look at some specific things there. And then let's go back up to our top menu. And of course, we're not going to hit it, but don't forget, join us and to volunteer for things. And our blogs. We have so many blogs. Okay, next slide. Partners. This is what our initial partners page looks like. That's the front page. We are just starting to build our partners program. And not only will each partner have a square or rectangle on our partners page, but you can click on it and they will have an entire page with more detailed information about them, but it stays within our website. It also tells you how to go to their website, but we'll keep them on our website for a little bit. Okay, next one is the Be a Star Award. So any property, residential or commercial, that follows the 5 principles of responsible outdoor lighting can earn this award and receive this nice aluminum sign plus a window cling. It's a self-assessment, great thing. Let's move on to events. We have a relatively new events page. The initial page presents Dark Sky Texas sponsored events with links when appropriate. So you can do things like, oh, there's the meeting tonight, and there's a place you can click and join the meeting right from there if you don't have that email that came out. If you click under the verbiage there, under the text, in the top, it says View Full Calendar. You see that? If you click on that, I don't have a screen grab of it, but you'll see an entire month at a time, and it'll list both Dark Sky Texas events and partner events that have a component related to our mission. I had one of the partners said, hey, do our general meetings count? And I'm like, no, but your star parties do. So they're, you know, those are getting on that calendar, and that's new. Next one, online learning. This has been there a while. In fact, our Dark Sky International website points to this. It offers 2 tracks with online learning. One is focused on the 4th grade level, and one on about the 7th grade level and up. Both tracks contain full detailed curriculum tied to the TEKS, which I know David's not from Texas, but that's the Texas educational standards. I don't know the K there, knowledge, whatever, and the national science standards. It has activities. It writes out the entire details for each lesson if somebody wants to actually present the lessons themselves. But it also has videos, and I'm showing a screen grab of a video actually teaching each of the lessons. And there'll be times in it it'll say, now it's time to pause because you've got the activity that goes with this lesson. Do that and then come back and start it again. So got somebody to teach it for you right there. Next one. This is one of our newest ones, the light shield calculator. And this has been something that generally has been of use to mostly city lighting inspectors, etc., are always asking me for the spreadsheet that I have on that. And it's like, we put it online, but some other people may want it. So in our resources page, there's a section on, for the light shield calculator. Let me explain it just a teeny bit. Like I said, it was originally designed for communities and other international dark sky places to determine the shield length to comply with possibly an outdoor lighting ordinance or a park with their lighting management plan. For instance, if they did not allow you to be able to see the source of the light from another property, then a lot of lights needed shields. And you'll have information on the light. You'll have certain numbers you have to know. The length of the light surface that you're putting the shield around, the longest side. How high are you mounting that light? And then basically it has to calculate the difference in ground elevation between where you have the light and the place that you are checking to see if it's going to create light trespass there. it's all explained on that page, but it tells you how deep that shield would be. And obviously you aren't going to have individual shields for each one. Many manufacturers now, the better manufacturers, have optional shields, and sometimes they're not on their spec sheet and you have to ask for them. But you can know. So they may have a 2-inch shield, or a 1-inch shield, or a 2-inch shield, or I've seen them up to 5 inches, which was, I thought, an overkill, but that was just me. At any rate, you can tell them, okay, this is the size shield that will cover, most of our lights we're putting in. I know we did a school recently, and all the lights on one side of it, because of the topography, needed a 1.5 to 2-inch shield. So they all got 2-inch shields. The other side was down lower, and then any of the land around it, so it only needed very low shields because of topography. Okay, hope that wasn't too confusing, but that's something that some of you may want, but definitely you can tell your communities about it for your lighting inspectors. Next, we've got blogs. And I wanted to point these out to you because we have close to 40 blog posts on topics to update you, or for you to share with other people. Somebody will ask you about something. You can say, we've got a blog. We're all written up about that. So if you want to request that a topic be researched and written up in the blog, then you can send that topic request to contact@darkskytexas.org. It doesn't guarantee that we'll be able to do it, but we'll certainly do our best with getting that done. Okay, that I believe covers my topic, to give you that overview of some of the resources available to you on our website.
Thank you, Cindy. So I hope learning about these projects has inspired you. There are many, many ways that you can participate, volunteer as a member of Dark Sky Texas. So some of those involve doing outreach, like you see here in this picture. Education is one of our key tenets, education and outreach. So we do these by tabling events. You can also be a speaker, speak to groups about responsible lighting and light pollution and other topics. So one of the nice things is that Dark Sky Texas already has presentations and resources to help you learn how to be a speaker and to support you in that. We are also looking for someone to organize online programs. This is our first time doing this format for our general membership, but we would also like to offer online programs on different topics related to lighting in the night sky. And we need people to help us line up those speakers. Promote the invasive lighting project that we talked about earlier, and that is found on our website. And then we need help producing newsletters and announcements and appreciation letters. So there's a wide variety of ways to volunteer for all sorts of skills and interests. And if any of these speak to you, you can email contact@darkskytexas. And if you have questions about anything that we don't resolve tonight, you can also reach out to that same email. And of course, donating is another way that you can participate. Your financial support makes all of the programs we discussed tonight possible. It's easy to make a one-time or recurring donation online, and the website also lists an address where you can send checks. If you have a birthday coming up, another way that you can help support Dark Sky Texas financially is to set up a fundraiser on your social media. This is something that I like to do for my birthday, is run a fundraiser to support a cause that I really care about. We'd also encourage everyone to save the date. We have our Dark Sky Texas retreat scheduled for March 6th through 8th, 2026. This picture is from our star party, well, waiting for the star party. At our retreat back in June, we had a great time up in North Texas. This was the Three Rivers Ranch. where Texas Tech has their astronomy and observatory. It was a really great time. I learned a lot. All active volunteers are encouraged to attend. It's open to Dark Sky Texas members. We don't have a location yet, but the committee is looking for venues in Central Texas. So we're looking at Central Texas for next year. And also to put on your calendar is our next general membership meeting, which is Tuesday, May 12th, 2026. Devil's River, that would be amazing, Heather. Yeah, there's so many great places to go. And the nice thing is that we need venues for the coming years, not just next year too. Our next general membership meeting is May 12th, 2026. We're looking at doing these general membership meetings every May and September. We have the board meetings and then also offering those online training and presentation videos that we need help setting up speakers for. And so if you have any other suggestions about things that you would like to learn about, please reach out to us so that we can arrange those topics. So our efforts are even stronger with all of you on board. Please get involved to the things that speak to you, and together we can do great things. This is a time for questions and answers. If you had any questions about what we talked about earlier, feel free to come off mute and ask your question.
I've got a question.
Yes, Peter, go ahead.
Okay. The house behind me has a glare bomb at the top of their house that really intrudes on my house and property. And I would like to have suggestions about how to speak to them and what to suggest that they can do.
I may start with that anyway. On our resources page, we have a link to an entire section at the Dark Sky International website that talks about how to talk to your neighbor about it and how to approach them, some options you would do with them. It's a tough thing, I think, because I'm way too passionate about it. So I'm not the one in my family that can talk to people, to neighbors about it. But if, I know that we have that resource, and some of the things to think about would be, explaining how it affects you and your home, and offering to possibly get them a different light that would put the light on their property and not on yours, or get them a shield or whatever for you to, offer to pay for the change.
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah.
Another thing you can do is have them come over to your house at night. You close the blinds, and all of a sudden you open the blinds, and then they will see the light, from your side, and that may trigger something. Let them come and see what the problem is.
That's a great idea.
That is. In fact, I had one lady who said that she had several neighbors over, and only one of them was the problem, but she had several neighbors over for dessert one time, a little social gathering. And then as they as they were leaving, because it was the neighbor across the street, as they were leaving, they were like, "Oh my gosh, you can't see anything." Yeah. And they were able to show it, just like Steve said. I notice Elaine has her hand up too.
And Luke also after Elaine.
There you go.
For me now, Cindy?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Cindy, I haven't met you, but I am with the Wilson County Beautification Association, and you will be our speaker coming up soon. So I wanted to thank you for being willing to do that for us in Wilson County.
You're welcome.
Yes, I have a question about the invasive lighting database and uploading the photos of the light trespasses. I must have missed that somehow, that when we do this, are we violating any privacy issues? If we upload pictures of people in our community or businesses in our community that are guilty of light trespasses, I guess what I missed was the purpose of the database. Is there anything about it that is regulatory, or is it simply to create this database of examples? Thank you.
Thank you for the question. It's to create a database of examples that we can then take to legislators and say, here, look at all these examples of this issue. And, you can, put on the picture if you want to block out like a name of a business, or have the picture so that it could be, almost any residential area. You can do that so that it's not readily identifiable. What we put is just the county that it's in, whether it's residential, commercial, or state owned, and about how far it is from the property that is being trespassed on. Anything out in the public, if you can see it from a public street, then my understanding is that it's not a privacy issue.
If I
Thank
could
you.
say that it's kind of along the same lines, I've been having a running discussion with one of my neighbors about his light bulb, and that database is going to give me a real powerful tool, because I'm going to tell him I'm using it for the state legislature to see a good example of light trespass. And I've got several other neighbors that are willing to talk with him too, and have been, about him. All he has to do is tilt his light. It's a flat light. All he has to do is tilt it 30 degrees and it's over with. It's all on his property. He can light it up all he wants. But that database is going to be a real handy tool for talking to that neighbor.
All right, Ben?
Hi, thanks for having me. I'm Ben Kaling. Can y'all see me and hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Mhm.
I've spoken with Cindy on the phone. I'm a member of the Williamson County Astronomy Club, and she's agreed to come speak to our club in October. So first, I wanted to say thank you so much for agreeing to do that. We really appreciate it. Everyone's really excited for you to come and speak. We're all really looking forward to it. The second part of what I wanted to talk about is I run Laser Bear Studio, which produces space science and exploration content. And we've been working on a big project called 1 Minute Mission, where we've pulled together a bunch of stories and we're compiling it into a series of videos and a book, a companion book that goes with it. And for the launch of the book, we're going to be throwing a big space theme party at a local venue here. So I'd like to invite everybody here to that party when we have it. It'll be in close to Austin. So if you're in the Austin area, we'd love to have you out. I'd also, if possible, love to get some material from your organization at a minimum, just so that I could hand out at the event. Or if you'd like to send a representative, that would be fabulous. That would be amazing. We would have room to set up probably a little table or a booth, and y'all could. There'll be a bunch of people there who are all really excited about space, astronomy, all that kind of stuff. So it'd be a great chance to speak to people. But that's all I have. I just wanted to say thank you guys for everything you do. And once I have more information about the event, I can pass it along.
Do you have a date?
I wish I had a date. It's going to be the end of October. I'm speaking with a couple of venues and I haven't gotten it locked down yet, so I can't give a date yet. I'm shooting for the 27th of October. But it should be the last week of October. The moon is great for viewing during that week. And so we're going to have the Williamson County Astronomy Clubs coming out. They're going to bring telescopes to the venue and do some moon viewing for everybody who shows up.
Okay. I hope that we can have somebody there. And
that would be fabulous. We
and
would
I know
love
you
that.
talked about literature. We did this study on best practices of tabling, and we do not promote handing out literature.
Okay.
Yeah, we have all sorts of things for people to take pictures of QR codes. We have
Cool.
demos with diffraction grading glasses and a light that will change colors and things of that nature that people can get involved in. And then based on a conversation, we have the literature that can be given. So
I think that's smart. I think
that
that's
is
smart
one of
because
our
most
best
of it's going to get
practices.
probably thrown away,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
you don't want to be handing out, paying to print things that are
Right.
handed out and then thrown away. We do not encourage that.
As soon as I have a date locked in, I will contact you and fill you in on all the details, where and when it'll be. We're all really looking forward to it, though. It should be a lot of fun.
Good. Sounds like fun. Thank you.
Yeah, not a
Thanks,
problem.
Ben.
Absolutely.
Right,
Thank you so much.
We have Gabby next. I'm going to turn off this screen share so we can see people's faces.
Hey,
Gabby.
sorry. I think I'm getting myself unmuted.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. It was just a question about the partners. If you guys partner with I'm with Keep Troy Beautiful, but we work with master gardeners and we work with beekeepers and such. So we are trying to make sure that we maintain kind of that small town feel. And I feel like lighting is a big part of that as more and more billboards or kind of as Temple starts to creep this way. With some of the new businesses that they've been putting in, we just got an Atwoods. It's still technically North Temple, but it's one of those things where just being mindful, we already have the ordinance in place, but do you guys partner with, since our city's so small for staffing, we're hoping that Keep Troy Beautiful and the Chamber of Commerce, and if we can get some of the other nonprofit organizations involved to support this, like the DarkSky movement here, to kind of, again, keep that rural feeling, that small town feeling, and we don't want to lose that. Do y'all partner with us, or do we have to start a new thing?
I'm gonna probably let our partnership team leader answer that one. Leah?
Hi, Gabby. This is Leah Jenkins. Yes, I was actually just chatting with you or about to send a chat. I was like, yes, please send me your email, your phone number, and we would love to explore what that partnership program looks like with you.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, do we have any other questions?
This is Bob, and I've got a question, and I can't figure out how to put my hand up, so I'll just put it up.
That works.
Okay. I'd like some information on the status of the SQM desktop and what direction it's going.
Oh, you mean the dashboard?
Dashboard, excuse me.
The dashboard is online, has been for several months now.
Right.
The only change that we are working on is to incorporate one additional filter that would allow you to eliminate cloudy nights. And we have the programming staff working on that and testing it, right now. They're working on that. The other thing we need to figure out is how to whether we're going to put our All Sky camera project, have it come from that SQM database because it's similar information, or whether we're going to have so many cool pictures that it has its own. But the we just want to build the inventory, build that database with sky quality meter information and have, build up that history and get more people around the state to contribute to it. Does that cover it for you, Bob?
Well, one of the things that we've got 14 SQMs up now. We've got another three on the way, and I just I think we have fed all 14 in their first cycle, and so far I've seen one on the map, and I was kind of wondering about what your update cycle is going to be.
I'll have to ask Gino, and he's not here tonight, because the rest of them should be on it. But yeah, I'll check with, we'll have to check with Gino, or you can ask him, if y'all have turned those in to him, because he's the one that uploads them for us.
Right. Okay.
And
But your intent then is you're going to be showing all 17 of ours, or probably more than that.
Yes.
All 17 of ours on the map, not just the
Yes.
one for Blanco County.
Right.
Okay.
Quick question. Remind me what SQM stands for.
It stands for Sky Quality Meter.
Thank you.
We use a brand called made in Canada by Unihedron, UINIHEDRON. They're really pretty inexpensive. There's handheld ones and there's data logging ones, and I think Bob was talking about data logging ones.
Yeah.
Ones that
Although
you
we
deploy.
accept input from both.
Yeah, you pretty much get the same thing. It's just that with I'm kind of a lazy person, and I just like to kind of set them and leave them and come back in a couple of months and see what I trapped.
It's the standard instrument that they want people to start and track the quality of the sky for international dark sky places, but it also helps people who aren't working on it, communities that aren't working on that, to be able to quantify what's happening to their sky so that they can, make people aware of it and hopefully reduce that light pollution.
That might be a good topic to have a presentation on, is the different ways to conduct sky quality monitoring.
I'd love that.
Let's see. There was a question on how much should they cost. I believe the handheld units are about 140, and for the solar powered data logging ones, it was like $400 and something. But with the tariffs, who knows?
Yeah,
Right.
and we got a pretty good group discount when you order it, if you let them know that you're going to be submitting the data to the Globe at Night project, which our standards are you send it to us and to them, and we help you teach you how to do both, how to turn it into both.
I just realized I have one right next to me. I got these yesterday. These were purchased by our state parks person down here in the valley. So we have 6 that are going to go online down here. But that's what this is if the AI will work. This is the date.
You take the top off, and it's down in that PVC tube.
Right.
The handheld are let's see,
about as big as a pack of cigarettes. Yeah,
I know.
small.
If you remember that, they're about the size of a pack of cigarettes. Not real big.
No.
Nor complicated. There's one button. You push it. Hold it up to the
and
sky.
much more inexpensive.
Yes. Well.
Yes.
Yeah.
The last one that we purchased, not the handheld, but the permanent one, was about a month ago, and it was $484.15. That's pre-tariff.
Leah has a handheld she's showing.
I don't remember it being that expensive, and I emailed the Arthur gentleman directly to get it And this one I own myself. The city bought one, but I bought one myself. And so now it pretty much goes everywhere with me. And it just amazes me, the readings that I can get wherever I'm at.
Yeah.
And then, of course,
Yeah.
yes, I document them in both applicable property areas.
Yeah, those lens ones. I believe the last time I went out and looked at both Agena Astro and on Unihedron side, I think they're $133. So, yeah.
Yeah, with the Globe at Night discount, I want to say they were, my memory was they were more like 110, 115 with a discount. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he offers something like a 10 or 15% discount.
Yeah.
So.
All right, well, we have about 4 minutes left. Are there any other questions?
Can I just say, Diane Williams, City of Liberty Hill, we have a star party that we're inviting all the counties and cities around us to on October 25th from 5:30 p.m. till 11:11 p.m. At the Williamson County River Ranch Park on County Road 279. So we're going to be sending a lot of that stuff out, and we welcome, and we're going to be working. Hopefully, Dark Sky Texas will be there with us, and so we're in the planning stages of that. But it'll be announced in the community impact soon for this month and then next month. Also, we're in the process of planning a couple of workshops, and I've talked to Cindy about these. One is going to be with our chamber because we need to get our chamber help from other chambers to kind of help promote it with the businesses. So we're planning to do a workshop with them that they've committed to, not the business owners, but the chamber. And then also one that came up in one of our monthly meetings was doing a workshop of how to start a volunteer group, to get our volunteer group that Leah's on, and of course Donna, to kind of and get some other people. And I've reached out to some other cities to kind of do something to put online about how to start a volunteer group. So those are the activities we have.
Thank you, Diane. I'm hearing two big things in Williamson County that may be the same night. Is that what I'm hearing? Ben, are y'all the last Saturday of October?
He had said the 27th, but the Saturday that ours is a Saturday on the 25th. Yeah.
On the 25th.
But we've also got Wilco. We've also got Wilco on there too. So
yeah, the 27th is a Monday night.
Yes, that's correct.
So you're doing that on a Monday night?
Yes, that's what we're shooting for. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I was hoping that they weren't both on the same night.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to go ahead and speak up and go, oops. But I know we're using Wilco too, so I knew that somebody would have that down.
Good. Whew. Okay.
Well, it's really exciting to hear what people are doing across the state. I think I saw one person who had their hand raised and then lowered it. So if you still have a question, feel free to chime in. Otherwise, it's 7:59. Thank you so much for joining us here today. We welcome your feedback and your questions, and thank you for supporting Dark Sky Texas, and we look forward to seeing you next time.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you.
Thanks.